we are back in game. If you're just joining us here at the cast, guys, it is game number 3 at the moment between these two very talented players. And let's just hop into the intros. I'm Rifkin, casting this morning with Namshar. This is the Dragon Invitational, guys. If you can do us a kindness, make sure you take a moment out of your day. Go to Twitter afterwards and make sure to tweet Dragon a big thank you for having Base Trade TV on for the cast, because we definitely appreciate being here. And yeah, spawning here at the top right corner of the map. He's blue. He's Protoss from Dignitas. Hey, that rhymes. It's gonna be Seed.
And in the bottom left, we've got our red Terran. Playing for Team Startail, it is Hack. Oh, well, let's hope he isn't hacking. That would be bad.
Okay, so we've seen some pretty aggressive moves out of Seed so far today.
Yeah.
I can't say I necessarily agree with what happened last game, and you brought it up. Like, it hit too late. Anything Blink related, as far as the early attack goes, revolves so heavily around timing. You know, catching a Terran player before they have stim, before they have medevacs, before they have bunkers down, you know? Seed sadly wasn't able to execute that fully and entirely. So his best bet might be to try the macro game. It's the one thing he hasn't tried against Hack so far, but at the same time, you guys got to understand, Seed's definitely the underdog coming into this series against a player of Hack's caliber. So for him to play these sort of more aggressive moves makes a lot of sense. You know, maybe you don't think you can actually take him in the late game. Maybe you can't respond to 9 drops at the same time that Hack would eventually be pulling off. So you decided to go for the end game, or for the early game, trying to end it before it gets too far. It makes sense, but it's I'd say not something we're seeing him too comfortable with.
Yeah, and it was kind of a cool strategy. Like, yeah, the blink hit late, but I mean, he was trying to bank on like trading against those first 2 medivacs, like well enough to just snowball. But it seemed like, you know, that bio that Hack had still traded, you know, pretty well for itself. Killed a lot of stalkers and killed enough stalkers to be able to hold on with those 3 bunkers. But maybe if Seed, you know, was able to catch the army with force fields, maybe force to pick up and then blink after the medivacs, kill the medivacs. You know, if he just obliterated those first 2 medivacs, maybe he would have been able to make that work. But Hack was able to get a lot of value out of those first bio units with those 2 medivacs. So
yeah,
maybe you know, it could have been a different game if something like that was to happen. But nonetheless, we got Seed now with those 2 assimilators mining, so maybe we'll see Oracles again. We see Hack going to the same build where he mines 100 gas, gets a Reaper, and a CC, and then a Reactor. So he's going to be able to get those additional 2nd and 3rd Rexes up quite soon. Seed going for a quick Nexus, but maybe with a Stargate follow-up. I wouldn't be too surprised.
Well, coming across the map here, Seed is not going to see anything too fishy right away. If he goes out and sees the Nexus, he'll be really comfortable because he'll know, okay, my opponent's not putting that money towards a Stargate, there's no proxy. And I just want to clarify something too. I said a moment ago, to reiterate, you know, I said Seed, like, maybe perhaps worried about coming up against a player of Hack's caliber. And I mean, I really don't want to take anything away from him. As chat was very quick to bring up in the last game, I forgot to touch on this too. Seed is, for those who don't know, previous GSO champion, 2012. So it's not even like a long time ago.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's good info there. That I had forgotten about. So
yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, he hasn't really been the most popular guy in the world, despite having one of the hardest accomplished, I guess, achievements under his belt. But I mean, the thing is, since then, we haven't seen him really flourish is the problem. And I'm not, he's far from a one-hit wonder, and I'm not trying to infer that whatsoever. But what I am saying is that, you know, Hack is still that good of a player that you can instill fear into a player like Seed.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta, at the same time, yeah, exactly. And you gotta look at how the players are doing right now as well. I mean, Seed, you know, GSL champion, obviously very amazing. But, I mean, players have, like, slumps, ups and downs. It happens all the time, so you know, you kind of got to look at, you know, how the players are doing right now. But yeah, I haven't seen too much of Seed, and we haven't seen him, you know, do a real macro game yet. So maybe we'll see that now. I was a bit surprised. I was thinking that he's going to go for that Stargate with all of the gas he had, but he just threw down a Forge. He's getting +1 armor and a Robo, so maybe that +1 armor he's going to go towards charge, or maybe he just wants the armor upgrade preemptively for later. We'll see where he goes with that. But
okay, so I like the skin in the main.
Completely normal.
I mean, for the student knows, I mean, he's already scouted his opponent. Obviously, there's no horizontal spawn here. He's just looking for proxies, pylons, possible Stargates, whatever. But It is a little bit disconcerting. You get in there with the Reaper, you go with a scan, you really don't see much more than a Robo facility. You know, you'd expect to see the Robo Bay, you'd expect to see the Stargate, you'd expect to see the Twilight Council, none of which has been revealed thus far in the game. And the Robo Bay, I mean, it's not super hidden, but it's not where you would normally scan.
Yeah, nice placement then there on that Robo Bay, and that's kind of out of range of both us scanning the natural and us scanning the main, so yeah, good placement. I mean, at least Hack saw the Forge, though, so he knows it's not going to be like a quick 2-base Colossus all-in. Like, he can get some good information out of just seeing that Forge, so at least he got that out of the scan, so not completely hopeless, as he throws down the Starport now, with +1 finish already, I think.
Right, so that's what I was a little bit curious about here. We do have the +1 armor that was prioritized over the weapons. Because he didn't go for the Twilight Council, it's not like he's chronoing out those level 3 weapon upgrades ASAP, but this will, of course, allow his ground units to be a little bit more beefy, I guess you could say. Not that I think the Colossus are any real danger from the ground. It's always going to be the Vikings that scare the Colossus, but it's, you know, Seed has been fighting against Hack, who has in all 3 games gone for these very quick weapon upgrades. We got to see last game, of course, too, those level 2 weapon upgrades just shred through Protoss with no armor. So with having the armor upgrade out early enough this time, these Marines will not be as efficient and as effective as they were last time on Overgrowth.
Yeah, he's going into the +1 weapon now, so he's getting the cheap upgrades and now getting Thermal Lance as well as that Twilight. Whereas Hack is getting his +1 armor, Combat Heals, and he's on 3 Raxes still. Looks like he might just be going like 3 racks into 3rd CC. No massive commitment with like 5 Raxes or something like that.
This is what I was hoping to see out of Seed this game. Ooh, that Reaper just got wrecked. Vaporized. There was not even a corpse. But it was a more macro-oriented playstyle. One of the really nice things about this, of course, you get Blink right now. This is not for an all-in that we've seen in the past. This is simply to guard against the Vikings, which tend to jump forward. That Stalker was having a freaking spazzo for whatever reason, but yeah, with Colossus out, he'll be able to mow through the Marines. It's not even going to be a contest. With Photon Overcharge as well. But we're kind of getting to that point in the game, guys. After the 10-minute mark, Photon Overcharge becomes so much less of a priority than Time Warp does. Because Time Warp guarantees you more kills, whereas Photon Overcharge buys you a little bit of time.
Yeah. Throwing down the 3rd now. He did throw down like 3 additional gateways, but yeah, this is definitely the normal macro play. He's still probing. He's up to 57 probes, so not bad. Throws down the 3rd, and you know, he wants to hold on to that, obviously. Here comes the 2 medivacs with that bio, so Hack is gonna try and make something happen here. He doesn't need to, but it would be very nice, because this is a timing where Blink is not quite finished, and there's not that much, you know, beefiness on the ground to protect those Colossi. Oh, he's just gonna go into the front.
Yeah,
not sure this is a good idea. 2 Colossus.
Yeah. He could have picked up some of those units to try to get out of there. Of course, really scared of the Stalkers sniping off that medevac, because for those who don't play Terran, you only get 4 medevacs. You don't get to make more than 4 medevacs, and if you do, you're gonna die because you need to spend all that production on Vikings. I love the 2nd Stargate coming out as soon as it is. He's already got a reactor prepared for this through the factory. A lot of what he's done, guys, is prioritized a lot of his production at this point, which is why the 3rd CC is coming so quote-unquote late. But now realizing where he is in the game, he's got a pretty good idea of what's going on and no longer playing so blind. He is going to get some sick drops off here to the main. Stalker's going to be a little bit late to intercept, maybe?
Yeah. It's going to be hard to... Wait.
Yeah, it's going to pick up and get out of there. This is going to cost him a medevac, which really sucks, because that one had 3 Marauders in it. I think at this stage of the game, you're more concerned about losing your Marauders than you are your Marines. But either way, forced to disengage entirely, and his opponent's up 1 base over him.
Yeah. And just worth mentioning, I guess, as well, the 3rd base that Seed is taking so much better for him. Because I think even the Colossus can walk up that like kind of Reaper jump thing, right, into the main. I think so. It's like
can I actually walk there? I don't know if that's large enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But
you know
either
what?
way,
I want to go test this now so badly. Like I need to know.
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking they might, but in any case, the Stalkers are gonna have a much easier time defending these 3 bases. When he took the 3rd that he did take, so mining the gases from his 3rd now, it's going to be nice for him. He's getting stormed quite early.
Right, so
attack, proceed.
So that's actually kind of a big deal. This Warp Prism as well is going to be a huge deal, but by having Storm available, you basically eradicate any threat from the SCVs. Like, it's not to say Hack wouldn't pull SCVs still, but if you have Storm, if you got 2 levels of AoE, oh, that all-in is just... it's devastation is what it is, but... This Warp Prism will go unscattered for quite a bit of time. Terran players have the worst production in StarCraft 2 and thus have the worst time dealing with things like Warp Prisms. There's no Widow Mines at home and these Vikings are so far across the map. For Seed, I wish you kind of would have stuck the Observer with the army, maybe. I mean, he's got some pretty good Observer coverage, but
yeah,
still doesn't quite know this is right outside of his doorstep just yet.
Oh my god, Hack's turret is so late.
Wait. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was looking to do a lot of damage. I mean, he was hoping to take those drops and do a big attack, not realizing Colossus were prioritized the way they are. Vikings, of course.
He's been mining from his turret for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, production-wise, and that's the trade-off. We see Hack has a bigger army value simply because of this.
Yeah, but at the same time, the longer the game goes, that the better and better it's gonna get for Seed. Mining from that third for so long, that's a position you, as a Protoss player, that's the place you really want to be in, and not that often do you get into this comfortable of a position where you're mining from your third for so much longer than the Terran.
Yeah, but one of the things here is with the Ghost coming out, there's gonna be a lot of EMPs, and this army. Everything that Seed has here is really susceptible to EMPs, whether it's the energy on the sentries, the actual storms in the back, or the Colossus being wrecked. I mean, the Viking count's already good enough to deal with a small amount of Colossus in play. You EMP those, oh, those Vikings are just going to land afterwards and destroy the Zealots and the Stalkers.
But I mean, right now, there's no ghost with this army. Oh.
Okay, so this is... Well, this is really dangerous for the SCV pool. He's got to scan that there's Templar. He knows they're coming. This is an all-in move out of Hack because his third is so late. This isn't like he pulled a couple of SCVs. He's pulled absolutely everything. Oh, he's got a big chunk of his army left at home, too.
Oh my god, he's making so many cannons. What the hell?
I actually like this choice a lot. Everything to buy him a little more time. Yeah, I like it too. Vikings didn't eat that storm. I mean, he's burning storms on SCVs right now, which kind of looks inefficient, but still.
Another one. Oh, look how low the Vikings are. This is such a big deal. Another one, maybe.
What is it with Templar doing? He's gathered his forces. Here's the thing, though, with all the SCVs, he can repair the Vikings. But now the cannons have complete. This was a lot of time he's able to buy himself. This is only 4 medevacs. There's such a heavily stimmed force. Vikings looking for the kill, but sadly, we'll only get the Mothership Core. If these all die before the Colossus go down, this is going to be hard to hold. But these SCVs have pretty much been picked off at this point. However, they killed, bought a lot of time for the battle to shred through those Zealots. No, it's only Stalkers really remaining. One Colossus still standing. The foot on overcharge doing a ton of damage, but Hack has to win the game right here or he's out because he pulled all of his SCVs.
Wow, GG. Seed. My man Seed, Rifkin, he does it.
Seed takes the series. Congratulations to him.